And welcome to Woodsy's Club Tour. And this is an edition that I'm really looking forward to because it's got me good mate, Big Dave Klemmer. How you going, big fella?
Good, mate. Thanks for having us. Excited.
Well, one thing that a lot of people don't know that I know about you is that you've got one of the great names of the NRL, but you don't really share it that often, do you? You got one of the great middle names. David Limon Gorlak Hines Klemmer.
The big fella.
Mate, what's the background on that?
I think it's a bit of German, a bit of Scottish, I think. Behind there, it's something I like to keep behind closed doors, but you love bringing it up every time.
Do you remember how I found out?
Oh, passport?
Yeah. The only thing I've seen with you, when I looked at your passport, my eyes just lit up. Mate, how long is your middle name?
Oh, I was embarrassed. I was no one knew, and then as soon as you got it, the whole world knows now. So.
Well, actually, I got a heads up. Jay Moores told me.
Oh.
He goes, you wouldn't believe David's middle name. It's Limon. And then now
the two people I didn't want to know.
The two big mouths. But the first thing we go on to is how we first met. Do you remember us first meeting together?
Yes, City Country.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah, I think we were in Dubbo, weren't we?
Yeah.
I remember I never met you. Like, honestly, just remember watching you as a big unit coming through the grades and. Yeah, as a front row, it's like, oh, well, yeah, whatever, Dave Klemmer, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I actually met you through Grubby. Josh Reynolds, a good mate of ours, and we just got on like a house on fire, didn't we?
Yeah, mate. We just stuck. We stuck straight away. We were inseparable. So, yeah, you're a good man, and someone I really enjoyed my time with.
Both pretty simple guys, aren't we?
Yeah.
Small things amuse our minds, don't they? Mate, so you're a Toongabbie Tigers junior, so you were in the Paracom. How'd you get to the Dogs?
Yeah, I played for a few clubs as a kid, but Toongabbie was probably the most enjoyable for myself.
Yep.
I was probably at a crossroads in my footy career, 15, you sort of a rat bag, and then I really enjoyed it. I had a few of my mates playing in that side, and I was playing a bit of halfback, 5'8", centre, playing in the middle that year, sort of thing. I really had a good year, and that's when I got picked up by the Dogs.
Yep.
When I was 15. So, they've come through the Parramatta junior system, and then I was a massive Doggies fan when I was a kid. And
who was your favourite player?
It was Willie Mason and Big Ogre as well, Marco Mealy.
Really?
So, when they first come knocking, I was that pumped, and then I signed straight away.
How good's that? And then so. Because I remember you when you signed, but weren't you also the greenkeeper, or were you still at school when you signed?
No, I was still at school when I signed.
Yep.
And then my first year, or end of school, I started working at Belmore there in the Canterbury Council. Big Lee, I think he might be still there looking after the grounds.
Yep.
And, yeah, mate, that was an eye opener. Working with some of the blokes on that council was made me grow up real quick.
And then what was it like? Because you obviously cut the grass for the boys that were the first graders. Who was there playing at that time?
Obviously had J Moores, Chris Keating, Tolles, James Graham. Eventually end up playing with all these blokes, but
did they give you much time back when you were cutting the grass, or they just think, oh, look, this grassy just?
Oh, they just every time I mow the lawn, or they see me around, they'll scoop me with water, or especially when I was cutting it, they'll put some bombs up, especially Crippy and Benny Barber as well. If I was cutting it there, I was a target for him to kick the ball out when I was on the mower, so I had balls falling over me when I was trying to mow the lawn and. But that was all good. I loved it.
And those blokes didn't know how much of a footy head you actually were, did they?
Well, that's the thing. I was cutting the grass, but I got to watch them train.
Yeah.
Seeing Desi, Jimmy Dimmick, seeing those blokes and just seeing what it took to be a first grader. Obviously mowing the lawns and doing stuff. I was watching, just watching what it was all about to be a first grader, and also working as well. I didn't have my license then, so I had to catch a train from Cabramatta, go out to Belmore, and I sort of enjoyed it. It was obviously a different period of my life, but I loved it.
A lot of things, like when people ask me, well, what's Big Dave like? What's he like? Because he looks a pretty intimidating fella. When we're playing footy, and I was like, mate, one thing about Dave is, look, he's a massive family man, loves his kids, but loves his footy.
Yeah.
He'd know who's coming second last in the Queensland Cup. He'd know which players are coming through. He'd know jersey flag. He'd know everything, mate. Do you just love footy that much?
Yeah, you know how I am. It's just something as a kid, I spoke to Andrew Voss one day. That's my name at home, Vossy. So, all for our families, Andrew Voss, so they call me Vossy at home. And I just something as a kid, like it's my passion, and I just love footy, and still to this day I love it. Super League, New South Wales Cup. But I watched the bar TV as well. The some of the local blokes.
Yep.
Obviously we get some NRL blokes to go back there and watch, and I love just watching.
Do you watch the Koori knockouts and all
Yeah,
that?
so yeah, I've started to come watch some of the boys start playing, and I was speaking to Will Smith. He's a big Indigenous man, and I always ask him questions. I'm trying to get a run in the side. I think Nato was trying to get a run in the side, but it's just I just love it, mate. I just love all types of footy, and yeah.
And the other thing is you give back so much. Like, what are you coaching young bloke side?
Yeah, I'll help out all my kids' footy sides when I can. I just can't help. I can't sit there for more than 5 minutes, and I just got to get up and help and hold a pad or knock one of them over and just teach them stuff. And I just love getting out there and being amongst it.
What's the difference between Dave as a coach and Dave as a player?
They're two different people. They're two different people.
Is Dave as a coach more relaxed?
Yeah, more relaxed. I think it's helped me, just calm down a bit and see footy from a different angle, sort of thing as well. I get obviously worked up and in my footy life, but going back there and seeing these kids, you just see the look in their eye. They do this. Yeah, I just love going back there and giving advice to them and helping them out.
And the other day on social media, I obviously follow your wife, Chloe, and I seen that you were running the water for the Samoan, was it open side?
Yeah, it's just the New South Wales Samoa side of us, and Tonga. So Big Andrew Feeder was playing out there.
Oh, was he? So how did you get yourself into that?
My little fella's footy side. The coach, assistant coach, he put his hand up to run the water and be a trainer and assistant coach sort of thing out there, and he asked me if I'd like to come down in off season and give him a hand, and I just love it. So I went down there, run some fitness with him, and hold the pads. I got knocked over by one of the big fellas there. He loved it. I put that on his resume. Big F. But yeah, I just love getting out there and helping those blokes. They're Ron Massey, Sydney Shield, New South Wales Cup sort of players. Those blokes are just looking for an opportunity and playing for their nation, and very passionate group as well.
I think, imagine you're one of those blokes and you got a representative Australian, New South Wales front row comes down, mate. It's awesome to see what you do with the community, mate. It's pretty tops that you do that. But then back to your junior grades. So you played Aussie schoolboys, but you're on one of those tours that got to tour England. And you had quite a fair few players that played NRL in that squad, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a few, yeah.
So who was it? Was it Tedesco in that one?
Teddy was in there, Nufaluma, Jack Whiten, Tautau Moga.
Oh, wow. Did you win every game?
Nah.
Oh, no.
No. We versed in England, the England side. Like, I think I was maybe still 16 or 17. And we went over there and we versed the England Academy. So we won all the other games against Wales, England community, and the France sides. We beat all them, but the two academy sides we versed, the England Academy, they give it to us.
So we'll have to tell the people that are listening. So one thing with Big Dave is that every trip I've done with Dave, the first thing he packs is his scales, because Dave tends to enjoy the buffet a little bit. So if Dave's a little bit overweight, he won't eat for the rest of the day, will you?
Nah, it's like weighing in. It's like a big weigh-in every day. So if I enjoy myself too much, I've got to go do some sort of cardio or some sort of workout to get that weight back down to.
Or sit in the sauna.
Yeah, sauna. Yeah, that's right. I love it.
You're a crazy man. So your debut against the Cowboys. Is there anything you're thinking in the warm-up? Like, you're sitting next to blokes like Jimmy Graham and Mick Ennis. Like, what am I doing here? Like,
yeah, I was gobsmacked. Like, obviously year before playing 20s, and then the one thing when I did play 20s the year before, I was always be the last one to leave.
Yeah.
And in the sheds, and I always loved listening to Michael Ennis.
Yep.
Like, I would always make sure I'd wait around in the background, just listen to his team talks.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had all the boys' attention. He got him in a huddle, and they looked like they're ready to run for a brick wall. And that was the year they went a mad run to the grand final. So I was lucky enough to listen to that and then actually be a part of it and listen to the talk. And I was like, shit, this is it. Like, this is what, as a kid you dreamed of, and to be around. And I reckon I've done 100 laps in there. I only played 10 minutes my first game, but
mate, 10 minutes more than a lot of people, mate.
Yeah, and I was just really nervous. I think I ate a whole pack of lollies to myself. I was drinking. Like, the Harry Harris, the old gym bloke there, he was giving me pre-workout, and I was having like, give me another one. I was just thinking the next thing I'm feeling nauseous, I'm vomiting, and I had all these lollies and then all these snacks, and I'm sitting on the bench ready to go, and you know, I'm looking down the warm-up. There's Jimmy Tamo, there's Matty Scott, Ashton Sims, Jonathan First, and Matty Bowen. Like these are the guys I grew up watching, and I'm about to run into them and tackle them.
Well, it was funny because we've had Josh Reynolds on the club tour here, and he reckons he owes a lot of his nickname to Mick Ennis because he reckons some of the speeches that he'd give or just little things, he would be the one that would send Josh over that edge. And I've heard a little story about you, Big Dave. Like, you'd be nice and calm going into game day, and then something that Mick would say to you would just, the eyes would start rolling and the steam would come off the big melon.
Oh, mate. He's up there with one of the best players I played with, and just someone I respected so much. You know, as a kid coming through, like as I said before, listening to his speeches before the game, and as a kid, and then and being a part of it, I would get on there for my sub, whatever, and he would yell out to me, like, and as soon as he said something to me, I was just ready. Like that's why I was back fencing every time I was running, every time I made a tackle, I was next to him, and he's just someone I looked up to and loved to play with.
You just didn't want to let him down, eh?
No.
So you said you played nearly 10 minutes in that first game. So what was the first thing you remember? Was it the first tackle or first carry?
Might have been the first run. I think, I don't know if it was either Max Scott or Ashton Sims. It was maybe both of them. I think I got knocked out. Like I just come over and just got absolutely smashed, and I was like, "Geez, this is NRL."
Well, first grade, mate. And then afterwards, sitting in the sheds, mate. How did you feel? Like knowing that you finally got that one game that you've been trying so hard your whole career for.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I think I only played the 10 minutes, and Desi got me off because I was bloody chasing everything and running around, and then the game finished, and then I got up. I think it might have been all the pre-workout and stuff that I got up, and I just vomited everywhere. I was vomited everywhere, and but once I calmed down and got in the sheds, you know, I was just so lucky to be in the position I was in, and it just reflected on my journey sort of there. You know, I was injured for most of the pre-season, worked really hard to get where I was, and it's finally come to this, and I've finally got the chance to play NRL, and I didn't know if I was going to play next week. I was, you know, so I was just very lucky.
So you say you didn't know you were going to play next week, right? So a couple of weeks go by. You played against Melbourne. You're going through on a kick chase, and you get karate kicked in the head by Billy Slater. What is going through your head? Because I know you've got these guys in the utmost respect, but it's one of your idols that has kicked you in the head.
I think I got sprayed prior to there. I think Tony Grimoli, the trainer at the time, he goes, you get down there, you effing C or something, whatever, like this to get on the kick chase. So I've just sprinted down there, like, fuck, all right, lobby, like, fuck. I ran down there, and I think I reckon I've over chased it, and then he's just got up and just whooshed her in the chops, and I thought someone king hit me from the side.
And what were you thinking? Like, what do I do?
I wanted to get up, and then like I think Mick or someone said, "Stay down." I was sweet to get up, but someone told me to stay down, and I stayed down, and eventually got a penalty. And then everyone was spraying me on the ground. All the Melbourne, I think Smitty and boys were like, "Get up!"
So talk to us about the famous incident, Klem. Come on, mate.
I think
was it because of Mick Ennis? Did he wind you up, or was it Jimmy Graham winding you up?
I was more probably because I was injured for the off season. I was just excited to play some footy, and I kept running at Smitty the whole game. So every time I was running at him, and he's got me on my back, and he's into me, he's squeezing me, and doing all that. And I think every run I was running at Smitty. I just kept running at him, and he was just like, it was just that little hustle, and
you can't get rid of him.
Like, he's just sticking on you and just squeezing me and stuff. And it was only a trial match, and I think we ended up scoring, and I ran over this way and said, "Get that up, you Smitty." And then he sort of turned around and grabbed me, and I was like, "Oh shit, it was Cameron Smith." I was like, yeah. We started pushing and stuff, and then he started going at me, and then the old infamous thing. I said, "Oh, fucking, you're an old C Smitty," and stuff like that. And Sis along, it come from the bloody blind side of me from the side, and it was just we were just barking at each other sort of thing. And I walked over, I was like, "Fuck." It was Cameron Smith. Like, what am I saying? After that game, like a couple of days later, Cameron Smith signs a four-year deal at 31, 32. Richard's contract.
I think you went on to get the Golden Boot that year too, Klem. You poor bloke.
Oh.
We make the tour of England. I missed the first game in Perth because I got married and you missed my wedding, but you played that game. And then we link up and then, mate, how good's England? Is that not a great place to go to?
Oh, it was a great first tour for ourselves to go overseas, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't wait to see you.
You missed me, didn't you?
Yeah. I was happy to see you married, and to get on the tour together was one of the best experiences.
I remember we're both not good flyers, but to fly business class and to sit in the bar for, what was it, 21 hours?
Oof.
It made our flight go pretty quick, eh?
Oh, yeah, all the snacks and a few beers and that on the way. It was crazy.
Do you remember before the England game when Mao was like, if you boys, if you win the first two games, we're guaranteed of the final.
Yes.
So we had to beat New Zealand the second game in
Birmingham.
Birmingham, that's right.
It, yeah.
Yes. And we get the whole week off and just have to do captain's run.
Yeah.
Mate, do you remember JT on the field when we're defending that set?
But we had the Barcelona set.
Barcelona.
It was a tight game too. Like
it was tight as.
It was real tight, and I was on the bench, and we were just think, geez, could we do this? We're gonna go to there was murmurs of like, we're not going to Barcelona.
Oh, mate. And we'd already brought our kits in that. Remember the Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, the Peaky Blinders. But we pulled through, and I remember everyone just coming in, and we just give a big group cuddle. We go Barcelona.
And remember the next day, so tell the people what happens after an Aussie game. Like
it's compulsory locked in.
In the sheds.
In the sheds, and we're ripping in, we're having a few beers.
Not allowed to leave until Cameron says we can go.
Yes, we were in there for fair bit of hours.
I think we kicked off at I think it was 7 o'clock because it was a double header.
Yeah.
I don't think we left till 2 a.m. from the sheds.
Yeah.
Mate,
those Becks beers were
the Becks were good.
Yeah.
I think we drunk them out of remember
yeah.
We brought the own the
the bloke was looking after the stadium. We brought him down to bring some more.
That's it. And then he ended up coming back to the after party back at the hotel. It was such a good period.
Oh.
And I remember about the next day. So we were all going. So that we got a bus. Some go to London, and then the crew to Barcelona.
Mm.
Remember that? All the boys just watching us walk off the bus. So I reckon they were filthy. They didn't book it with us.
I was a majority of those. It was probably 4 or 5, and probably didn't end up going. And
Smithy and GI, the two most loaded
big
blokes.
dogs, the big dogs. But us going was. Mate, we're still pretty young, like, geez, how good is this? We're going to another country. We're midweek, like, in the back of my mind, we're still going to play England on Friday or Saturday.
We got England on Saturday. We're going to Barca on Monday. And then we'll talk about it. We're in Barca. Big Dave's first night on the big red wines. Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, we got there first, and it was pretty late. Well, we got there pretty late, and I was like, we better go for a feed and that. And walking around Spain, like, it was a ghost town. I was like, geez, is this what it's all about? Like, there's no one in the streets.
It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, eh?
I was like, surely there's some restaurants. There's nothing open. We found that little pub that was serving. We had a few beers, and then someone goes, nothing opens till 12. I said, well, nightclubs and stuff. And then, no, they said the restaurants. So we're in the restaurants at 12 o'clock, and it is pumping. Like, just the restaurants. Like, that's something to eat. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, we'll have a glass of wine. I think Matt Scott was first time I've ever tasted wine.
Yeah. Can't say no to Matty Scott.
And I said, mate, give us one, and having a feed. And next thing you know, Big Dave's on the Reds, and he was loving it.
Yeah. I remember you loving it. Remember afterwards, like, we went to the mat. Like, it was a good setup. Like Cooper Cronky out there, mate. Thanks so much for organising it. Like, he put everything, or the rooms
logistics,
on him.
Yeah.
Well, he was our logistics man, and he absolutely killed it.
Mm.
We went to that nightclub afterwards. I think it was Opium.
Yeah, Opium. Yeah,
great nightclub. We got looked after. We had our security with us as well.
Guardy,
he was getting a massage in the nightclub, and his one job was just to look after James Maloney.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Bringing him up on that trip there, he was man of the match, wasn't he, for the whole tour?
I was happy to leave him in Barcelona. It was an absolute nightmare.
He was just, he just loves it. He was just in your face every morning at breakfast. You could just pick him out from a mile away.
Hear that voice. But you know who I thought man of match in Barcelona was?
Who?
Jakey Trbojevic.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for Jakey, no one gets home.
Nah. He made sure everyone was sweet. He was sipping on his drink, but he also had his water and making sure everyone was. Oh, I'll get him. I'll help him.
I'll take you back to the room. I'll take this one back. Do you remember the next day waking up in our little room that would just fit both of us into it?
Oh, it was a mess.
It was like a murder scene. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh,
I look over my side. It's nothing there. I look over your side.
It's just vomit everywhere, and food, all the pasta and all the stuff I had the night before was just.
And then you think of it. The one good thing was
put a towel over it. It's not there,
and it wasn't under our name. Thank you, Cooper Cronk.
They probably lost the bond for that room, I would say.
Oh, I don't think it would affect him too much.
Nah.
And then remember, obviously, so we go back. We win that game against. Remember? Do you remember how hungover we were? Like
I lost my phone, lost my wallet the next day.
I think the whole 16 of us were in the sauna at once, trying to sweat it out. We have a great win against England, and then we beat New Zealand in the final at Anfield, Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember afterwards, like, I wonder if we could find these, the soccer boys.
Oh, we went to that pub. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we're drinking. I can't remember their name. I'm not really...
Constantino.
Oh, Coutinho. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ferdinand or something.
We've got a photo. I'll give it to our producers to put on Instagram. But mate, it's ridiculous. Like remember, like they were just good dudes, eh?
Yeah, we got them down. They actually come down to come get a photo. All that pub, I was pretty pissed at the time, but yeah, they come out and had a photo of us. So I think they were international break November time.
Yeah,
so they were enjoying themselves as well.
Yeah, I think Big Dave enjoyed himself, especially the next day because I remember my wife come over and we went to tour afterwards, and then I remember I went to come down to say goodbye to you and Jakey.
Oh, here we go.
And I get out of the lift. I walk a couple of steps, and then my feet start smudging. What's going on here? It's all wet.
Yeah.
And I get to your door. Do you want to fill everyone in what happened, Big Dave?
Oh, obviously coming home from a big night. I like to have a shower before I go to bed after a big night, just to freshen myself up and be ready for the next one because I had an early flight. And I fell asleep in the bathroom. So I fell asleep on the toilet, and I left the shower on, and the shower's got clogged up. I don't know. To this day, I don't know what was clogged in the shower. But anyway, I've woken up, and because I was laying down, head in the knees, and my knees were cut. Like my knees, like sitting on the toilet, and my knees were with water above. Like I was, that's what woke me up. Like. And the door was there, everything was just flooded in the whole room. And I had to like squish through to open the door, and the water just went everywhere. The next thing I was like, fuck. I was stressing, like, Jakey, what do we do, man? Like, there's water everywhere. Like, and I walked out there's like plumbers. There was plumbers like next to the thing, like, look, they're like, where's this water coming from? It was massive. It was just like a massive flood just happened. And like, Jakey, what do we do? He goes, get the towels.
I remember I come in. That's when I come in.
Get the towels, and the room service ladies were a bit further up. I was sprinting down there.
Got the trolley,
got all the towels and just chucked it on there. Just drying everything, and then I just left all the towels in there and cleaned it all up. I said, Jakey, we've got to go, Jakey. We just got our things and just left. And
oh, that was so funny.
Oh, I was shitting myself.
Oh, mate. I don't think you're the only one. Jakey was all over the shop.
Oh, who's helped me, mate? We were just like, this will be sweet. This will be sweet.
Off season, you say things happen quick. The players swap between you and Hastings.
Yeah.
Like, mate, I remember talking to you, and then the next couple of days later, you're at a Tiger. I couldn't believe it. Like, it just happened. Did that happen just so quick?
Mate, I was getting ready to go to train on the Monday for the Knights, start pre-season.
Yep.
And then my manager said, mate, we sort of asked if we can start, negotiating for an extension and stuff like that. And they said, you're more than happy to stay, and to sort of, you've got to work hard for next year. And
yep.
Nothing guaranteed sort of thing, and Tigers sort of, we're looking for a front rower, a bit of experienced bloke, and I just took the opportunity straight away, and obviously Knights were looking for a halfback, and yeah.
Well, that's all right. So and then you got a 3-year deal with an option of your
mutual option, mutual option with the 4th year sort of thing, and I was made of that. I felt wanted there, and
yep.
and Sheensy and Benji and the club were excited to have me, and I was pumped.
And so the funny thing is, so obviously I've been an ex-Tiger. I love the club, love watching you play there. Round 1 goes by, Gold Coast Titans, this point lost. Round 2, the person you're in a player swap with, there's a little bit of an altercation at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then it just gets blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like, just talk to us about what really happened. Because everyone's like, oh, what about Klem? Think he's a big toughie. And I've had to tell so many people, mate, I've spoken to Klem about it. There was nothing in the incident. Like, give us your say on it.
Probably looks bad, always the big fella's going over there, his angry head and stuff. But I spoke to Tommy. Like, Tommy was pretty gutted after the game. It shattered his nose. He had a big off season. He misses a fair bit of footy as well. And I actually went over to Tommy to calm him down. Like, he was ready to rip heads off, and he wanted to go over there and sort it out. I sort of calming him down, and then that's when Jacko, I think, what's his name? Hastings come over, and so Tommy was filthy, and I was trying to calm him down, and Hastings come over, and Tommy didn't want a bar of it, sort of thing, and they were going to have a sort of push and shove, and he sort of wouldn't leave the situation, and then I said, mate, just leave, and then he started spraying. I was trying to de-escalate. He started spraying me, and then I started rolling at me because I was trying to be like nice and just leave it, sort of thing, and he doesn't want to talk, and people started getting involved. It just started getting bigger and bigger. Then people are spraying me, and I was like, I'm trying to do the right thing here.
Big Dave the Peacemaker didn't work.
and then I've bloody been just kicked up the arse from it, and what can you do? As I said, you can't control things and control what people say about you, and then obviously people were saying stuff behind the scenes, their side of the story and stuff. I just said, like, I know what happened, and I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm at peace with it. So
one thing we do with all our guests is we do a set of 6, mate, and this is with all the players you've played with. So first one is teammate you'd want by your side in a fight. I thought of someone. You played at Newcastle with him. He's at the Warriors now.
Mitchy Barnett, yeah.
He's a lunatic.
Mitch Barnett and Josh Reynolds.
Oh, Joshy Reynolds, they'd never let you down. Hardest decision you've made?
Hardest decisions I've made? Probably going to Newcastle. That was a big move for me. I had three kids at the time.
Yep.
Settled in, grew up in Fairfield. Like Western Sydney kid, like moving up, like packing my family up, young family, and going up there was very, very scary.
Would have been tough, a lot different. Favorite game you've played in?
Probably that final at Anfield, I reckon.
Yeah, that was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was it, like 30-0,
Yeah.
half time? Unbelievable. Great night afterwards. Most influential person in your career?
Yeah, it's probably a shock. I say it's a lot of when people just ask me questions. Probably Wayne Lampkin, my high school footy coach, Westfields. I've actually met up with him this year. He's coaching at the Tigers. I think he's back at Manly now.
Yeah, I think he's coming to Manly.
Going back to Manly. He, as I said earlier in the thing, probably at 15 and between 13 and 15, rugby league wasn't really. There's something I just loved to muck around with and really didn't take too serious. And he got the shits at me. He obviously saw some sort of talent there, and he goes, mate, you can't be playing third division halfback, and got to come to train and sort of thing. And he sort of, I was playing up at school and out of school as well. He sort of just got me on the right rail and got me on the right track and he sort of started that journey for me.
Well, thank God for Wayne Lampkin, because the Big Dave's had a great career, mate. One of your favourite celebrations, whether it's individual or after a game as a team?
Probably going to Barcelona.
Gee, that was a great trip, mate. We've already spoke about that. 3 blokes you'd take on a car trip across the country.
Probably you. You, Mitch Barnett, and Lockie Fitzgibbon.
Oh, it's a decent crew. It's Lockie Fitzgibbons.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'll throw, if you can throw one in the boot, pull that Alex Twal in there as well.
Oh, Alex Twal.
Put him in the boot.
He's just going to whinge the whole time. I don't have to put up with that. Come on, mate. Big Dave, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on Woodsy's club tour, mate, and all the best in the upcoming year at the Tigers, brother.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks, legend.